glory, pride, passion, dominance, and a chance for redemption. The 2024 UEFA Champions League final has everything one could want in a final and more. It is the perfect footballing story. Champions League favourites Real Madrid are aiming for their 15th Champions League trophy, and underdogs Borussia Dortmund are looking to add a second Champions League trophy to their cabinet. Who will prevail? Welcome back to the football pit. Road to the final. Real Madrid. Wembley Stadium will host heavyweight matches consecutively. There's the Manchester Derby FA Cup final on the 25th of May and the Champions League final just 7 days later on the 1st of June. And there's no better stage for the Champions League final of the 2024 season. This year's final between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund is poetic. It is a classic tale of giants and giant slayers, a free-scoring attacking team and a defensively resolute team. The two teams had different journeys to the finals of this historic competition. Real Madrid had an easier group, with Braga, Napoli, and Union Berlin being the teams they played against. Ancelotti, whose last final was in 2022, when Real Madrid beat Liverpool 1-0 in Paris, led his team to a flying, free-scoring start in the campaign. Real beat all the other group members, scoring 16 goals and conceded 7 in the process. Los Blancos then qualified for the round of 16, where they faced RB Leipzig, who were determined to cause an upset. However, Real managed to edge them out by winning the tie 2-1 on aggregate. At this time, Madrid were yet to lose a game in the competition. Then, in the quarter-finals came City, who have lately become Real's rivals. In the 22-23 Champions League, City dumped Real Madrid out in the semi-finals, with maybe the competition's most emphatic performances across the two legs. City were also in fine form when they faced Real Madrid. However, this time, things would be different. Madrid were very stubborn in defending and kept City at bay. Across the two ties, they played an exhausting 4-4 on aggregate. The match went to penalties, and Madrid won. Real then went on to face Bayern Munich, who had just edged past Arsenal in the quarter-finals, and that match was intense. Real drew 2-2 Bayern at the Allianz Arena, and they then went all out on their home leg at the Bernabeu. Real kept on, racking up chances, but Neuer was at his best. Bayern eventually scored and hoped to run away with the one-goal lead until they conceded in the 88th minute, with the impressive Neuer making the most awkward of errors. By the 91st minute, Real Madrid had scored the second goal through the unlikeliest of heroes, Goselu, but not without some drama. VAR checked the goal for offside, and after a lengthy delay, the referee blew the whistle and declared that there was no offside. Madrid saw the match out with that lead and reached their 18th Champions League final without losing a single game. Will the final be the first match they may lose? Road to the final. Borussia Dortmund. Unlike Real Madrid, who have won their league, Dortmund are 5th in theirs. They would only be qualifying for the Champions League because, for next season's Champions League, 5 teams would qualify from the German league. Dortmund did not score goals like Madrid did. They only managed to score 7 goals in their 6 games. However, they kept it tight defensively and only conceded 4 goals. Not bad. Madrid had an easy group, but Dortmund was in the group of death. They had to play against PSG, AC Milan and Newcastle, and it didn't seem like they would qualify for the next round, especially after their first 2 performances. They lost 2-0 to PSG and had a goalless draw with AC Milan. However, they picked up momentum as they won their next 3 games and drew against PSG. Still, they managed to top their group. Dortmund faced Dutch side PSV Eindhoven in the round of 16 and beat them 3-1 on aggregate. Next, they faced Atletico Madrid, a particularly difficult team for anyone to play against. Still, Edin Terzic's Dortmund managed to preserve and beat Atletico Madrid 5-4 on aggregate. Now, they had to play PSG again, but now in the semi-finals. The last time Dortmund played PSG was when they were in the same group, and PSG beat them once, and the other match ended in a draw. So, the two teams knew what to expect from each other, but as it turned out, Dortmund now understood how PSG played. The German side were resolute and had luck on their side in both legs, with PSG making a habit of striking the post. Dortmund beat the French team with 1-0 wins in both legs and now face the competition's most successful team in the final. For the first time since 2013, and only the 3rd time in their history, Dortmund were now in the final of the Champions League. Who wants it more? Real Madrid have won the Champions League 14 times, so it is customary that they are seen as favourites to win the competition each time it begins. Now, when they get to the finals, The expectation is that Real Madrid will win it. In the Champions League, Madrid have clout. This will be their 6th final in 11 years. They won the last 5 finals they entered. Madrid haven't lost a Champions League final since 1981, winning 8 since then. Talk about iconic. When it comes to the competition, other teams play catch-up to Madrid. The closest team to them in terms of Champions League glory is AC Milan, which have won 7, and Real Madrid would be seeking to increase that gap. Dortmund have only won the Champions League once in their history, and that was in 1997, when Ottmar Hitzfeld's team beat Juventus in Munich. Talk about home advantage. They got to the final in 2013 against German giants Bayern Munich at Wembley. Unfortunately, they lost that tie. Will this be another Wembley woe for them, or will Dortmund be able to slay a giant club this time around? They certainly have experience doing that. They have managed it against Bayern in the league before. Even the Champions League isn't strange to underdogs claiming all the glory. Chelsea did in 2016 when they went against teams far better than them. They beat Barcelona and Bayern to win their first Champions League trophy ever. Ancelotti himself has been defeated by an underdog in a Champions League final before. In 2005, Ancelotti's marauding AC Milan lost to Liverpool in the most bizarre fashion. Liverpool fought back from 3-0 down at half-time to beat Milan on penalties. Can Dortmund draw inspiration from that? With Madrid, a game is never over until the final whistle. Can Dortmund pull something out of their hat and stop Madrid from winning a record 15th Champions League trophy? It'll be a hard task for Dortmund. They haven't met Madrid in the competition's final before, but they have met other times in the competition. In the Champions League, Madrid have met Dortmund 14 times, and out of those times, they have won 6, drawn 5, and lost 3 times. Well, Dortmund have the option of letting their history with Real define them, or they can use this final to carve another path entirely. So which would it be? Team weaknesses, strengths and players. Apart from underdogs working miracles in the competition, Dortmund can take comfort in the fact that Real Madrid are not invincible. How come? We'll show you soon. Madrid have scored 26 goals this season in the Champions League so far, with only City having scored more goals than them. Vinicius Jr., Rodrygo and Joselu have all scored 5 goals. Vinicius especially has more than just goals. He is incredibly skillful, loves to take on defenders and carve opposition teams open like Turkey. Apart from their attackers, Madrid midfielders Toni Kroos, Eduardo Camavinga and Federico Valverde are very good at helping to control games. Kroos is not just a tempo dictator for Madrid. He has numerous kinds of passes in his locker and can turn a harmless possession play into a goal-scoring opportunity in the blink of an eye. His outstanding pass to Vinicius shows just how devastating Kroos can be. Speaking of devastating, let's not forget their talismanic signing, Jude Bellingham, who has adapted to life in Madrid extremely fast. While his red-hot scoring form has reduced a bit, Bellingham has 22 goals in 39 appearances in all competitions for Real and produced 10 assists. Bellingham, who left Dortmund at the end of the 2022-23 season, must now be ready to deny his old club the satisfaction of crowning their hard work in the competition with a trophy. Will he turn up for that match? In the defence, Real have Rudiger, who has arguably been the most outstanding defender in the competition this season. However, they still remain vulnerable. For all their goals, Madrid have conceded 8 goals in 6 games, while German centre-forward Niklas Füllkrug might not be on the level of Madrid's attackers in terms of Champions League goals. He still has managed 3 goals in the competition and is Dortmund's leading goal scorer. With how Madrid have conceded in their last few Champions League games, they have to keep an eye on Füllkrug. Whether Thibaut Courtois or goalkeeping revelation Andriy Lunin start, whoever stays in goal for Madrid must be on alert. It is not just Madrid's players who have to be vigilant. Dortmund's players must respect their opponents too. With the array of attackers Madrid have, Dortmund have to be at their best. Already they top the charts when it comes to defensive work in the competition. They have made 207 tackles, which no team has come close to this season. They also lead in the number of balls recovered and clearances made. They even have 6 clean sheets, 2 more than Arsenal, Internazionale, Real Sociedad and Bayern. As things look, the final is shaping up to look like the best attack versus the best defense in the competition. Dortmund's goalkeeper, Gregor Kobel, who has only conceded 8 goals and has made the most saves, must be alert in that final. Also, one of the players behind Dortmund's resolute defending is veteran defender Matt Hummels, who has to bring his A-game. Chelsea loanee Left-back Ian Maatsen has also proven to be a wonderful addition to the Dortmund squad as he offers both defensive and offensive contributions. Speaking of offense, Jadon Sancho, on loan from United, has come alive for Dortmund, as well as dynamism to their attacking play. The same goes for Marco Reus, who is perhaps the player that has the most on the line for this competition. This is Reus's final season for Dortmund, and it could either end spectacularly or as a bust to draw the curtain on his 12-year stay at his boyhood club. The match between Dortmund and Madrid will be one of the most epic matches ever. Giant versus giant slayer, attacking versus defensively resolute. Who do you think will win? Will Madrid approach the game conservatively, or will Dortmund be daring? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more.